Well, hey folks, real honestly, Rich and Redland, my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's World Tag League Night 16 event. This is quite enjoyable. We're down to two teams. The finals are on Sunday. A thumbs up for this event. Big thank you, Jen, as always, for sending me that. I really do appreciate it. Poll above my head will be there so you can grade how you feel about this event. And please leave in the comments what you think of the final two teams. And yes, I'll get to it in just a bit. Kevin Kelly and Excalibur on commentary, and they did quite well. Excalibur really does have a great wealth of knowledge. And Kevin Kelly, as I said, next to Mauro Ranallo, the best wrestling commentator going today. And we start off with World Tag League action, and then we have one match in the middle, and then the two matches determine the two final teams. So Ayato and Shota versus Yuji Nagata and Nakanishi, and well, Ayato and Shota end up winless. That's unfortunate. I was actually hoping that they would get a victory here. I guess it sort of makes sense. They're the young Lion team, and this is more about experience, but I would have liked them to get at least one win. I mean, among all the matches that they had, since it was just one giant block and not two blocks, I was really hoping that they would get this, but that's okay. They did start off on fire. Ayato was attacked for a bit. Shota got a hot tag, hit a nice drop kick. Nagata ended up actually getting double teamed by both of them. There was some really good double teaming by both teams. But a crossface ends up tapping Shota, so there we go. Nagata and Nakanishi end up with 6 points, and Ayato and Shota end up winless. And then we go to Kojima and Tenzan versus Suzuki and Iizuka. Typical Suzuki-gu match as you would expect. Attack at the bell ends up outside. You did have before that a nice exchange with Suzuki and Kojima, just trading chops with each other. That was pretty cool. You get Iizuka antics once he gets his mask removed. He's just biting people. Fortunately, just biting the two wrestlers and not the referee, even though he has teased doing that. Kojima ends up getting beaten up for a while. Tenzan does get a tag. There were some good near falls, and Tenzan hits his second successful moonsault of this tournament for the 1-2-3, and both teams end up tied at 10 points to close out their run in this tournament. It was an enjoyable match. It was what it was. Suzuki, of course, world class, and everybody did well. Iizuka actually can wrestle, but his antics pretty much are what he is right now. So it was what it was. And then we get to Makabe and Hanare versus Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi, and this was quite fun. Hanare was a little bit worried about, though, because he has leg focused on. Sabre Jr. was working over his leg, his previously injured Achilles tendon. That's actually an injury that I believe kept Hanare out for most of 2017, if I recall correctly. So yeah, he sold that and sold that. I was hoping he was just selling it. I was a little worried he was actually legit hurt. So Makabe did end up getting tagged. Nice, nice fire that he showed, being the legend that he is. Sabre Jr., it is amazing just watching him in the ring. The guy is so fucking smooth. So fucking spectacular to watch. The transitions he makes between submission moves is actually just absolutely world class. There were some good closing moments, but you did have a mic stand usage. And then Taichi ends up getting the pin for the 1-2-3, so him and Sabre Jr. end up with 16 points, so pretty high up on the list. And Makabe and Hanare end up with 8. So good showing for them. Hanare did get a couple pins out of this tournament, so I think they're showing a little more faith in them. And Sabre Jr. and Taichi could be a fun team. They could taste IWGP championship gold, tag championship gold, that is, before 2019 is done. Like, I'm serious. I think this is a really good, legit team that they got going. And then we get to Finley and Juice versus Beretta and Chucky T. And there's some good action in this. You had to question whether Chucky T was going to be the one to just, whether he was going to snap and everything or whether he was going to stay focused. No. Well, we'll find out here at the end. You had some good wrestling with Finley and Chucky T to start out. That was really nice. You had some good dives, especially Chucky T. Hey, nice dive over the top. Finley did end up getting attacked for a while. Juice got the hot tag. As Beretta got tagged, so they had a nice scrap and everything. Bad DDT landing though for Beretta. I hope he's okay, because it wasn't even so much a botch, but it just looked like a bit of a miscue or something, or maybe somebody just took it wrong. I don't know, but it looked kind of bad. Fortunately, he seemed to be all right. But in the end, Chucky T finally just snapped, started throwing chairs in the ring, and just hit Finley with a chair, and then took out various people, including hitting a package pile driver on the referee. So I think this is the way to write Chucky T off of like maybe the Road to Tokyo Dome shows or something. I don't know what the deal necessarily is. I don't know if they're going to split him and Beretta up, or if this is maybe going to have Beretta turn to the dark side, or it's just Chucky T being unhinged. I'm not sure, but it does. The point total ends up with Finley and Juice at 16, and Beretta and Chucky T at 14. And you got to think that if Chucky T didn't have these times where he snapped and got DQs, with the exception of what happened with Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa, they actually would have been at 20 points. So they would have been in the money. They would have been in the money if Chucky T hadn't snapped like that. But it was what it was. It was a decent match for what it is, and it's interesting to see what's going to happen with Chucky T and Beretta going forward. And then we get Cobb and Elgin versus Hangman Page and Yujiro Takahashi, and this was enjoyable. Of course, you can tell Cobb fan here. I really appreciate Jeff Cobb. He's a great athlete, really super nice guy. Got to meet him at an indie show about 6 weeks ago from now, or yeah, 6 weeks ago now that I think about it. Some really good strength displays. I mean, what else are you going to get? Like, I'm not a fan of Elgin, but the guy is strong, and Cobb, world class, and really just big, strong lad. Good chops and strikes is you would expect with these guys. Page just hitting some fucking dives. Elgin did hit a nice double power slam at one point on Yujiro and Page. Cobb just at one point just hurls Page. I mean, just fucking hurls. I mean, he doesn't hurl them carelessly, but he just makes it look so effortless. And Page, not a small guy. I think he's probably about 220, 225. Yeah, he's not a very small guy. Just Cobb just hurling him like he's a sack of potatoes or something. I was gonna say like a child, and then I realized that sounded kind of bad. But Page did do some good dives. He did hit a nice moonsault outside. And later in the match, after some good near falls, a rite of passage on the big man Jeff Cobb for the 1-2-3. Page and Yujiro finish with 10 points. Cobb and Elgin end up with 16. So, yeah, it was like a loss for Elgin and Cobb at the end of this tournament, but I think they were like 8-1 to this point, so they finished 8-2 after having a couple losses to start out. So really not a bad showing for them at all, and it's great to see them show some faith in Cobb. Elgin, I've said my piece about Elgin already. And we are apparently at Final Battle, Ring of Honor Final Battle, a week from today. Yeah, a week from today, as of the recording of this, is gonna be taking place for the Ring of Honor TV Championship. I might have to find a way to watch that. I might have to find a way to watch a Ring of Honor Final Battle and review that. Let me know if you guys want me to review that. Probably will anyway, but I would love some feedback from you guys. So then we get, oh look, it's another 8-man tag, that is. Okada, Tanahashi, Kushida, and Rocky versus Jay White, Bad Luck Fale, Taiji Ishimori, and Gato. What the fuck you think's going to happen here? I don't want to knock these talents. Gato's just there usually to be a punching bag and be a dick heel and get some heat on, and, be a feeder for the babyface and get some heat for his team. And Rocky's a great athlete. All these guys actually are great athletes. I mean, Gato clearly doesn't mind being a punching bag, but we've seen this match so goddamn much the last number of days. I mean, even on the VOD episodes when we haven't seen it, it's still on the card. Even the crowd seems kind of numbed by it. Now, I mean, they cheer for some of the guys, and that's good. And I know this is to build various feuds like Okada and Jay White, and can Okada and Tanahashi actually get a win together as this dream team, even though they've lost all these, and all these matches, even if they haven't been taking the pins. And you got Kushida and Ishimori hyping up their IWGP Junior Heavyweight title match, but at Wrestle Kingdom. But it was done. It was what it was. There was outside action. It is cool to see Tanahashi and Okada team up. I will say that much. There was 4-corner action where each heel took a baby face over to like one corner of the arena and beat him up through some guardrails. Guardrails got a lot of abuse tonight. Kushida didn't end up getting targeted. There were the usual exchanges. Blade Runner and Rocky Romero for the 1-2-3. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about this. Hopefully, I think Jay White versus Okada will be very good. I think Kushida versus Ishimori will be very, very good. I'm sick of these 8-man tags, and I sure as fuck hope we do not see one at the finals. And I mean, I don't know what the card fully is besides the World Tag League finals and Goto versus Ibushi for the Never Openweight title. But anyway, now we get to the 2 final matches proper to determine the last 2 teams that will go to the finals for the World Tag League finals. So here we go. Yeah, I've said finals so many times, it's lost all meaning. Evil and Sanada versus KES. And if you remember the Wrestle Kingdom 12 match, which I do, and it was quite fun. This was sort of similar where KES was attacking them immediately. They were trying to go for the victory early, and this was pretty much Evil and Sonata fighting from underneath. So it was a bit. It wasn't like, oh, they almost got a pinfall within the first 30 seconds, but it was. I know they went for a pin early on, but KES was essentially dominating this for a bit. Um, you did have Evil get tagged. There was a ref bump at one point. There was turnbuckle usage because turnbuckle pad got removed because Yano decided to possess Archer right there. There was a chair usage in the corner, but it backfired on Archer. Pretty much, I believe, a callback to their Wrestle Kingdom. It was either a Wrestle Kingdom match or a match they had in April. Some of these matches blend together, so I do apologize if I forget some of this stuff. But I do remember that spot happening in one of their other matches. There was a killer bomb, but Evil did break it up. And then soon after was a roll-up pin on Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Sanada got the pin for the 1-2-3. Evil and Sanada going to the finals. This was a good match. It was pretty on par with the Wrestle Kingdom 12 match. Maybe with a little less of like the hot start of like the near fall happening within the first 30 seconds. But this was good. This was good stuff. Evil and Sonata fighting from underneath was the right call. KES did not look weak at all. And one of the young lions, I don't know if it was Shota or who it was, but they got put through a table, sort of, because Davey Boy Smith Jr. and Archer were pissed. And everybody dies, or at least somebody does. But anyway, so that's what happened. So yeah, KES finishes with 18. And they pretty much finished just out of the money. I mean, they were really close to getting to the finals. I had a feeling the Evil and Sonata would get there, especially looking at their point totals like at least a few days ago. And it's the right call. Evil and Sonata gaining the victory was 100% what should have happened. And then we get Tomohiro Ishii and Yano versus Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa, and I enjoyed it. I think they could have maybe not cut a couple minutes, but just seemed like a couple spots were a bit awkward in this, maybe because of the ref bumps or something. There were some Guerrillas of Destiny tactics. Guerrillas of Destiny are Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, just in case any of you guys are tuning in for the first time and you don't know what Guerrillas of Destiny mean. And believe me, I'm still trying to learn some of this stuff about like modern history of New Japan, even though I'm trying to know older history. Yeah, turnbuckle usage, of course, because Yano removes the turnbuckle pad, and it always ends up backfiring on him at some points. Yano did get beat up for a while. Ishii got tagged. Tama Tonga just doing this defensive, just running, and just this, and I'm dizzy picturing it, I'm dizzy talking about it, and I'm dizzy watching it, but my God, the guy is so goddamn good at what he does. There was good double teaming, some really close near falls. Jado used he used a cane. Duh, of course he did. But in the end, even though it seemed like Yano and Ishii were going to get the victory with Yano's usual antics, a super power bomb from the top rope, 1, 2, 3, or a super power bomb off the ropes, 1, 2, 3, and the Guerrillas of Destiny move on to the finals. So we get a rematch of last year's World Tag League Finals, Evil and Sanada versus the Guerrillas of Destiny. Tama Tonga and Tangaloa, and that's the right call. They call them out to the ring. Evil and Sonata are called out, that is. Bit of an exchange, little promo action, and then they get beat up and laid out as Tama and Tanga leave. And there we go. So I don't know what's going to happen here because they could go one of two ways. So it's going to be very interesting. You could either get Evil and Sonata winning, and then you get this rematch at Wrestle Kingdom just like a few weeks later, or you get Tama and Tanga winning and calling their shot and picking a team, and whatever team they feel is a cream puff team ends up beating them for the for the tag titles. Who knows? Could be the Bucks. I don't have a damn clue. What do you guys think is going to happen? Who do you think is going to win? I know a lot of you have picked Evil and Sonata, but what do you think now? I think Evil and Sonata could very well win, and then we could get this rematch, and I don't think anybody would complain. They go a lot of different ways if they have Tama and Tanga win. So anyway, agree, disagree with it. By the way, B, and again, the poll is up there. So I'm going to say B, because I did enjoy this one just a little more than the past couple. So anyway, Agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. It's been real honesty with John Ritland, and I will be back for Sunday. See you soon.